The cold, billionaire CEO keeps his vast fortune hidden to test love, but falls for the poor girl he once ignored. Hello everyone. Before we begin today's story, I have a small favor to ask. Please hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our channel's new videos. It is quick, free, and the best way to support us in bringing you more dramatic stories like this one. Your support truly means the world to us. Where are you watching from right now? Drop your city or country in the comments below. Thank you very much. Now, let us go back to our main character. The city train station is almost empty tonight. Cold rain drifts in from the open platform, tapping softly against metal benches and cracked concrete. The digital clock above the tracks glows red. 8:47 p.m. Daniel Carter stands near the ticket machines, shoulders slightly hunched, hands buried deep inside the pockets of a worn gray jacket. The fabric is thin. The zipper is broken. His shoes are scuffed, the kind most people stop noticing once they can afford better ones. No one here would guess that Daniel Carter owns a private jet. No one would guess. He runs a multinational investment firm worth billions of dollars. And that is exactly how he wants it. Right now, he looks like a man who has been losing for a long time. Across the platform, a young woman counts the coins in her palm for the third time. She presses her lips together, embarrassed. Even though no one is watching, her coat is too light for the weather, and her hair is pulled back with a tired elastic band that has clearly seen better days. Her name is Lily. She exhales slowly, then steps up to the ticket window. The clerk barely looks at her. "That will be $12, he says flatly. Lily opens her hand. $10, a few coins. Not enough. She freezes for half a second, then nods, already preparing an apology she has said too many times before. "I am sorry. I thought I had enough. Dime sheet." She steps aside, cheeks warm with shame, and moves toward a bench at the edge of the platform. Daniel watches all of this in silence. He did not come here by accident. He came here looking for something real. For years, women had smiled differently once they learned his last name. Their voices softened. Their laughter arrived too quickly. Love, for Daniel, had started to feel like a transaction, carefully dressed up as fate. So, he made a decision. For 1 month, he would live as if he had nothing. No assistance, no credit cards, no recognition, just himself, stripped of everything except character. He shifts his weight, then deliberately steps closer to Lily. "Excuse me," he says quietly. She looks up, startled. Her eyes are tired, but kind. "Yes? I hate to ask," Daniel continues, lowering his voice. "But my wallet was stolen earlier today. I just need a few dollars to get home. I will pay it back, I promise." End quote. Is never the grandzis, end quote. The words come out smoothly. He has practiced them. Still, something tightens in his chest. Lily glances down at her hand again. $10. Her last $10. The money she planned to use for dinner. She hesitates. Daniel notices everything. The way her fingers curl slightly, protective. The way she bites her lip, calculating not numbers, but consequences. She could walk away. Most people do. Finally, Lily lets out a small breath. She opens her palm and holds the bill out to him. "Here," she says softly. "You look like you need it more than I do." Daniel blinks. For a moment, he will later admit, "I forgot how to breathe." She does not ask his name. She does not ask for his phone number. She does not ask for anything in return. "Just get home safe," she adds, already turning away. As Lily walks back toward the exit, rain catching in her hair, Daniel stares at the crumpled $10 bill in his hand. This was supposed to be a test, a simple experiment. Instead, it feels like the beginning of something that might undo him completely. The rain follows Lily all the way down the street. It soaks into the shoulders of her thin coat, darkening the fabric as she walks faster, counting her steps, telling herself she is fine. $10 is not the end of the world. She has skipped dinner before. She will do it again tonight. Still, her stomach tightens as she reaches the small apartment building squeezed between a closed laundromat and a discount grocery store. The hallway smells faintly of bleach and old carpet. The lights flicker as she climbs the stairs to the 3rd floor. Inside her apartment, the silence greets her first. It is a small space, One bedroom, a narrow kitchen. Furniture collected over time, not chosen all at once. A folding table by the window serves as both desk and dining area. On it sits a stack of unpaid bills, neatly aligned, as if order alone might solve them. Lily sets her bag down and exhales. She kicks off her shoes and rubs her feet, then opens the refrigerator. Half a carton of milk. Some leftover rice. She closes the door again without taking anything out. She sits on the edge of the bed and stares at the wall. Giving that money away was not logical. She knows that. But something about the man at the station had felt different. Not desperate, not manipulative. Just tired in a way she recognizes too well. "I hope he got home," she whispers, more to herself than anyone else. Across the city, Daniel Carter stands in a quiet hotel room that no one knows belongs to him. The $10 bill lies on the desk in front of him, smoothed carefully with the palm of his hand. He could have paid for a first-class ticket tonight. He could have ordered room service without looking at prices. Instead, he sits in silence, staring at a single piece of crumpled paper like it carries weight far heavier than its value. No one has given him something like that in years, not without knowing who he was. Daniel loosens his tie, then stops. The habit feels wrong in this room. He removes the jacket Lily saw him wearing and drapes it over the chair. Without it, he looks different. Straighter, sharper. More like the man he hides every day. His phone buzzes on the desk. A message from his assistant. 3 missed calls. A reminder about a board meeting in the morning. He turns the phone face down. This month was supposed to be simple. Observe. Measure. Confirm what he already believes. That people are kind only when they expect something in return. And yet, the image of Lily holding out her last $10 keeps replaying in his mind. The hesitation. The choice. The way she did not even wait for his thanks. Daniel runs a hand through his hair. "For 1 month, he murmurs, repeating the promise he made to himself. Just 1 month. The next morning, Lily stands behind the counter of a small neighborhood cafe. The kind that survives on regulars and habit rather than trend. She ties her apron tighter and forces a smile as the breakfast rush begins. Coffee cups slide across the counter. Orders blur together. Pancakes. Toast. Eggs over easy. Then she hears a familiar voice. "Good morning." She looks up. It is him. The man from the train station stands there, wearing the same worn jacket, hands tucked into his pockets, like he is unsure whether he belongs. For a second, Lily wonders if she imagined him last night. "You made it home," she says before she can stop herself. Daniel nods. "Thanks to you." Something warm passes between them. Brief. Unspoken. She pours him a cup of coffee without asking how he takes it. Neither of them notices that this moment, small and ordinary as it seems, is quietly setting the rules for everything that comes next. The cafe settles into a softer rhythm after the morning rush. Plates are stacked. The coffee machine hisses quietly. Sunlight creeps in through the front window, warming the scratched wooden counter where Daniel now sits. Hands wrapped around a chipped white mug. "This one is on the house," Lily says, sliding the coffee toward him. Daniel looks up. "You do not have to do that." She shrugs lightly. "It is just coffee." He watches her walk away, noticing the way she moves quickly but carefully, as if efficiency is a form of survival. She laughs easily with customers, but there is a tired edge beneath it, something practiced. Daniel has seen that look before. He grew up far from wealth. Before the suits, before the glass offices, there were nights when his mother stretched soup for 3 days and still smiled like everything was fine. That memory is the reason he built an empire. It is also the reason he never trusts appearances. Lily returns to wipe the counter. "So," she says casually, "do you always travel light?" Daniel glances down at his jacket. "Lately, yes." She nods, accepting the answer without pushing. "I like that." "Why?" "People who carry less usually notice more." The comment lands deeper than she intends. Daniel looks away, jaw tightening for a moment. He takes a slow sip of coffee, then sets the mug down carefully, as if grounding himself. They talk in fragments after that. Small things. The weather, the neighborhood. How the cafe has the best pancakes on this side of town, even if no one writes about it online. Daniel listens more than he speaks. He learns that Lily works double shifts, 3 days a week. That she takes the early bus to save money. That she moved to the city with no safety net and stayed because leaving felt like failure. She does not complain. She never does. As he stands to leave, Daniel reaches into his pocket and pulls out a few crumpled bills. Lily gently pushes his hand back. You already paid last time. He hesitates. I insist. She meets his eyes. Then come back tomorrow. The words are simple. The invitation is not. Daniel nods once. I will. Outside, the city hums with movement. People rushing to jobs they hate, cars honking, sirens in the distance. Daniel walks a few blocks before stopping under an awning. He exhales. This is becoming dangerous. He pulls out his phone and finally checks the messages he ignored. There are dozens now. A reminder of who he really is. Of the power waiting for him the moment he stops pretending. At the bottom of the screen, his assistant has sent one final text. We need you. Investors are asking questions. Daniel locks the phone and slips it back into his pocket. Not yet, he mutters. That evening, Lily closes the cafe alone. She wipes down tables, stacks chairs, and counts the register twice. The total is barely enough to cover the day's expenses. She writes the number down anyway, neat and careful. Outside, the street lights flicker on. As she steps out and pulls her coat tighter, she nearly collides with Daniel. Oh, she laughs softly. You scared me. Sorry, he says. I was not sure if you would still be here. She glances at the dark cafe behind her. Long day. End 4. Offer in Teresa's. They walk together for a block without speaking. Then Lily stops suddenly and points to a bus stop across the street. A woman sits there, hunched, shivering, clutching a bag to her chest. Daniel follows her gaze. Without hesitation, Lily crosses the street and slips off her scarf, wrapping it gently around the woman's shoulders. She speaks quietly, reassuringly, before stepping back. The woman smiles through tears. Daniel watches, frozen. This time, Lily does not know he is watching. This time, there is no test. And for the first time since this experiment began, Daniel feels something shift inside him. Heavy and irreversible. Because now he understands the truth. He is not testing her anymore. He is testing himself. The following days settle into a quiet pattern. Daniel comes to the cafe every morning at the same time. Not too early, not too late. Always ordering the same simple breakfast. Always sitting at the counter where Lily works. He never rushes her. He never asks personal questions that feel like traps. He just shows up. For Lily, the routine becomes something she does not realize she is relying on until one morning he is late. She keeps glancing at the door between orders, telling herself it means nothing. Customers come and go. That is how life works. Still, when Daniel finally steps inside, rain clinging to his jacket, she feels a small release in her chest she does not want to name. You almost missed breakfast, she says. Traffic, he replies. It is a lie, but a harmless one. They talk more now. Not about dreams or the future. About ordinary things. Favorite meals growing up. The quiet comfort of walking at night when the city slows down. The strange relief of being invisible. Daniel chooses his words carefully. He learns that Lily once trusted someone who promised stability and delivered debt instead. That since then, she keeps her world small. Manageable. Safe. I do not need much, she tells him one morning while wiping down the counter. I just need to know where I stand. The words stay with him all day. That afternoon, Daniel walks into a temporary office space across town. The room is bare, except for a folding table and 2 chairs. On the table sits a stack of documents and a laptop. His assistant waits, tension written across her face. You cannot keep doing this, she says the moment he sits down. The board is losing patience. End quote. Our death, on Loffermeal. I said I need time, Daniel replies calmly. They do not care about time. They care about control. Daniel leans back, eyes distant. Then let them be uncomfortable. His assistant studies him. This is about the girl, is it not? Daniel does not answer. Back at the cafe, Lily finishes her shift late. As she locks the door, she notices Daniel standing across the street, talking to a sharply dressed man. Their voices are low, urgent. The contrast is jarring. The man gestures angrily. Daniel stands still, composed in a way Lily has not seen before. Something tightens in her stomach. When Daniel notices her watching, the other man leaves quickly. Daniel crosses the street, slipping back into the familiar version of himself. "Everything okay?" Lily asks. "Yes," he says too quickly. She nods. But the unease does not fade. They walk together again, the way they have started doing without ever agreeing to it. Halfway down the block, Lily slows her steps. "Can I ask you something?" She says. "Of course." She hesitates. "What do you really do?" The question lands between them. Heavier than it should be. Daniel feels the moment tilt. He could tell her now. End the test. End the lie. But fear grips him. Sharp and unexpected. Fear that once she knows, everything will change. That her kindness will turn cautious. That the simplicity they share will vanish. "I do odd jobs," he says finally. "Nothing impressive." Lily studies his face. She is not convinced, but she lets it go. "Okay," she says softly. "I just wanted to know." That night, Daniel cannot sleep. The $10 bill still sits in his wallet, creased and worn. He takes it out and stares at it in the dim light of the hotel room. This was supposed to be a test of love. Now it feels like a test of honesty. The next morning, the cafe is busier than usual. A group of men in suits crowd the counter, loud and impatient. One of them snaps his fingers at Lily. "Hey, we have been waiting." Lily forces a polite smile. "I will be right with you." Daniel watches from his seat, jaw tightening. When one of the men makes a comment under his breath, Daniel stands before he can stop himself. "There is no need to talk to her like that," he says evenly. The man laughs. "And who are you supposed to be?" Daniel hesitates. "Just a second too long." "A nobody," the man sneers. "Sit down." The room goes quiet. Lily steps forward. "He asked you to be respectful. You can either do that or leave." The men grumble but back down. Daniel sits slowly, heart pounding. Lily meets his eyes. There is no pride there, no expectation. In that moment, Daniel understands something clearly for the first time. If he keeps hiding the truth, he will not just be testing her. He will be betraying her. And the cost of that realization settles heavy in his chest, because the reveal he has been avoiding is now inevitable. The tension does not disappear after that morning. If anything, it grows quieter, denser. Daniel still comes to the cafe, but something in him has shifted. He speaks less, listens more. When Lily laughs, he feels relief and guilt at the same time, an uncomfortable pairing he cannot separate anymore. Every interaction now feels borrowed. One afternoon, Lily brings his plate and pauses. "You look tired," she says. "I did not sleep much," Daniel replies honestly. She nods, accepting the answer without asking why. That is what unsettles him most. She gives him space he does not deserve. Later that day, Daniel walks through a public park nearby. Phone pressed to his ear. "I told you I need one more week," he says calmly. On the other end, the voice of a board member sharpens. "You do not get another week. The charity gala is tomorrow night. You are the keynote speaker." Daniel stops walking. "I will not be there," he says. Silence. Then disbelief. "You cannot be serious." "I am. You are risking everything for this," the man warns. Daniel ends the call without responding. He sits on a bench and stares at the trees swaying overhead. For years, decisions like this were simple, calculated, controlled. Now they feel personal in a way that makes his chest ache. That evening, Lily finishes her shift late again. When she steps outside, Daniel is waiting, leaning against the brick wall across the street. "Walk with me?" he asks. She hesitates, then nods. They walk without a destination, footsteps matching unconsciously. The city hums around them, but their corner of the sidewalk feels suspended, separate. "Can I ask you something?" Lily says after a while. Daniel braces himself. Yes. Why do you keep coming back here? She asks. I mean, to the cafe. To me. The question is gentle. That makes it worse. Daniel exhales slowly. Because you treat me like I matter. She stops walking. You do matter, Lily says simply. The certainty in her voice nearly breaks him. They stand there for a moment, neither moving. Then Lily speaks again, quieter now. I have learned something, she says. When people hide parts of themselves, it is usually because they are afraid, not because they are bad. Daniel meets her eyes. And if someone is hiding something big, he asks. Lily thinks for a moment. Then I hope they tell the truth before it costs them someone they care about. Dumber. The words land clean and final. That night, Daniel stands in his hotel room, staring at the suit hanging untouched in the closet. The one he was supposed to wear to the gala. The one that represents the life he has been pretending does not exist. He pulls it out, then stops. Instead, he takes out his wallet and removes the $10 bill Lily gave him on the first night. He places it on the desk, next to his watch. The contrast is stark. One worth almost nothing. The other worth more than most people earn in a year. And yet, only one of them feels heavy. The next morning, the cafe is busier than usual. A line stretches out the door. Lily moves quickly, focused, calm under pressure. Daniel watches her from his seat. Then the door opens. A group of people step inside, dressed sharply. Cameras, security. The air in the room shifts instantly. Conversations stop. Lily freezes mid-step. A man at the front looks around, confused. This cannot be the place, he mutters. Daniel stands. Every instinct tells him to sit back down, to let them leave, to keep the lie alive just a little longer. Instead, he steps forward. The room goes silent. Lily looks at him, confused, then alarmed, as recognition slowly dawns across the faces of the newcomers. Mr. Carter, one of them says carefully. We have been looking for you? Daniel closes his eyes for a brief second. Then he opens them and looks at Lily. For the first time since this began, he does not hide, and in the space between them, the truth finally steps into the light, carrying with it everything he is about to lose or earn. The cafe feels smaller than it did a moment ago. Every sound is sharper now. The hum of the refrigerator, the clink of a spoon against a cup, the quiet whir of a camera adjusting focus. Lily stands frozen behind the counter, her eyes fixed on Daniel as if he has become a stranger in front of her. Mr. Carter? She repeats under her breath. One of the men steps forward, lowering his voice but not enough. Sir, the board is waiting. The press has been delayed, but not for long. Daniel does not look at him. He does not look at anyone except Lily. I am sorry, he says quietly. This is not how I wanted you to find out. The words feel inadequate the moment they leave his mouth. Lily takes a step back. Then another. So it is true, she says. Her voice is steady, but her hands are not. You are not just someone passing through. You are not struggling. You are not who you said you were. Daniel nods once. I hid my wealth, he says. I hid my name. Why? She asks. The question cuts deeper than anger ever could. Daniel swallows. Because I did not trust love anymore. I wanted to know who would stay when there was nothing to gain. Lily lets out a short, disbelieving laugh. So you tested me. I never meant to hurt you, he says quickly. But you did, Lily replies. Her voice does not rise. That somehow makes it worse. You watched me give you my last $10. You let me think you were someone who needed help. And all along, you were choosing whether I was worthy. The room is completely silent now. Daniel steps closer. You were never the one on trial, he says. I was. That is easy to say now, Lily responds. After you already know the answer. And, hulidi, 24 skres, that we are stide, 24 skres. She turns to the cafe owner, who has been watching from the doorway, confused and alarmed. I need a minute, Lily says softly. She removes her apron and sets it on the counter with care, like she does not want to wrinkle it. Then she walks past Daniel without touching him. Outside, the air feels colder. Daniel follows, stopping a few feet away as Lily stares down the street, blinking hard. "I meant it when I said you mattered," Daniel says. "Nothing about that was a lie." She turns sharply. "Everything about it was a lie." Ask. Daniel feels the weight of her words settle into his chest. "I cannot undo what I did," he says. "But I can tell you the truth now, all of it." Lily shakes her head. "I do not want explanations. I want space." Behind them, the men in suits hesitate, unsure whether to intervene. Daniel lifts a hand, stopping them. "Give us a moment," he says firmly. They obey. Lily looks at him again, this time with something closer to grief than anger. "You asked me once why I gave you that money," she says. "It was because I thought you were honest. Because I thought you were just a man trying to get home." Only 7 rubled. Daniel cannot look away. "I was trying to get home," he says. "I just did not know where that was." She exhales slowly. "I do not know what to do with this," she admits. "I do not know how to trust someone who made my kindness part of an experiment." "I understand," Daniel says. "And if you really understand," Lily continues, "then you will not follow me." The request is clear, the boundary unmistakable. Daniel nods, even though every part of him resists. "I will not." Lily turns and walks down the sidewalk, her figure shrinking with each step. She does not look back. Daniel stands there long after she disappears from view. For the first time since he began hiding who he was, the cost of that choice is fully clear. He did not lose control of his company. He did not lose his reputation. He lost the one person who saw him as a man before she saw him as a name. And as the cameras begin flashing behind him, Daniel Carter realizes that wealth has never felt so small, or truth so expensive. The days that follow feel longer than they should. For Lily, time stretches in unfamiliar ways. She does not go back to the cafe for 2 full days. When she finally does, she asks for the late shifts only, the ones with fewer people and less noise. The owner does not question her. He has known long enough not to. She moves through her routines carefully. Work, home, sleep, repeat. But the quiet does not erase what happened. Everywhere she looks, she remembers details she wishes she could forget. The way Daniel held his coffee mug with both hands, the way he listened without interrupting, the way he looked at her like she was something rare. Even when he was pretending to be nothing. That is what hurts the most. Not that he was wealthy, but that he did not trust her with the truth. Across the city, Daniel Carter cancels meetings. He ignores interviews, declines invitations. The gala goes on without him, and the headlines speculate wildly. Some say he is ill. Others say he is unstable. His assistant begs him to make a statement. He refuses. Instead, Daniel walks. He walks the same streets Lily does. He rides the same buses. He waits in the same lines. For the first time, he does it without pretending. He carries no wallet full of cards. Only cash. Simple clothes. No security. At a community center 2 blocks from the cafe, Daniel stops. Inside, volunteers sort donated food. A coordinator looks up, surprised to see him standing there. "I am here to help," Daniel says. She hesitates. "Do you have experience?" "I won." "No," he replies, "but I learn quickly." She hands him a box anyway. For the next several days, Daniel shows up quietly. He stocks shelves, cleans floors, listens. He does not give his name. No one recognizes him. That is intentional. When someone thanks him, he nods and keeps working. One afternoon, Lily walks past the center on her way home. She slows when she hears a familiar voice through the open door. Daniel stands inside, sleeves rolled up, laughing softly with an elderly man as they stack canned goods together. He looks tired, real tired. Not the polished exhaustion she now associates with wealth, but the honest kind. He does not see her. Lily watches for a long moment, heart tight in her chest. This time, there is no audience. No cameras. No benefit to him being there. She keeps walking. That night, Lily sits at her small table and opens a notebook she has not touched in years. She writes until her hand aches. About trust, about pride, about the danger of assuming the worst or the best too quickly. She does not write his name. The following week, Daniel leaves a small envelope at the cafe before opening hours. He does not go inside. He does not wait. Inside the envelope is the $10 bill and a note. "I never deserved this," it reads, "but it changed me. I am sorry for testing your kindness. I am trying to become someone worthy of it." There is no signature. Lily stares at the note for a long time. She does not cry. She does not smile. But something inside her loosens. Just a little. Later that day, Daniel receives a call from the board. "We need you back," they say. Now, Daniel looks at the city skyline from his window. The same view he once loved for its power. "I will come back," he says, "but things will change." He hangs up before they can respond. That evening, Lily finishes her shift and steps outside. Daniel is there, not blocking her path, not reaching for her, just standing across the street, waiting. She notices him, stops. He does not move. Finally, Lily crosses the street on her own. They stand facing each other, the distance between them measured and deliberate. "I am not here to explain," Daniel says. "I am here to listen, or to leave. Whatever you choose." Lily studies his face. For the first time since the truth came out, she sees no fear there, only accountability. And for the first time, she considers that forgiveness, like trust, is not a gift. It is a process. Lily does not answer him right away. Cars pass. Footsteps echo on the sidewalk. The city keeps moving, indifferent to the moment unfolding between them. Finally, she speaks. "Walk with me," she says. Daniel nods once. They move slowly, side by side, not touching. The distance between them is small but intentional, like a boundary neither wants to cross too quickly. "I read your note," Lily says. Daniel does not interrupt. "You did not ask for forgiveness," she continues. "You did not ask for another chance." "That matters." He exhales. "I was afraid asking would make it about me again." She glances at him. "It already is about you. What matters is what you do next." They stop near the park where Daniel once sat alone, arguing with his board over the phone. The trees sway gently overhead. Lily turns to face him fully. "You said you were testing love, but love is not something you measure. It is something you risk." Daniel nods. "I know that now." End quote. "Then tell me," she says. "Not why you hid your money. Tell me why you stayed. Tell me why you stayed. Tell me why you stayed." Daniel takes a moment, choosing his words with care. "I stayed because when you looked at me," he says slowly, "there was no calculation, no expectation. You did not need me to be impressive. You needed me to be honest. And I was not." Lily listens, arms crossed, protecting herself without shutting him out completely. "I cannot undo the lie," Daniel continues. "But I can live without it, starting now." And, thing. She studies him. "What does that look like?" "It looks like transparency," he says. "No tests, no disguises, no control. If you walk away, I accept that. If you stay, it will be because you choose me knowing everything." Lily looks down, thinking. For the first time, Daniel does not try to fill the silence. After a moment, she speaks. "I need to see who you are when it costs you something." Daniel nods immediately. "Then let me show you." The next day, the announcement shocks the city. Daniel Carter stands at a press conference, cameras flashing, reporters shouting questions. He looks composed, but there is no rehearsed smile on his face. "I built my company on intelligence and discipline," he says into the microphone. "But I failed at integrity in my personal life. I tested something that should never be tested. Trust." Murmurs ripple through the crowd. "I am stepping back from my role temporarily," Daniel continues. "And, effective immediately, I am redirecting a significant portion of my personal wealth into independent community programs focused on housing, food security, and job training. Not through my name, not through my brand, through people who already do the work." His board members exchange uneasy looks. Daniel finishes simply. This is not charity, it is accountability. Daniel finishes centramice. There's one time C, dime C, dime C, dime C, dime C, dime C, dines, dine C, dine C, dine C, dine C, dine, dine C, dine C, dine C, dine C, dine C, dine C. Lily watches the broadcast from the cafe, arms folded, heart pounding. He did not mention her. He did not defend himself. He did not perform remorse. He acted. That evening, Daniel returns to the community center. Sleeves rolled up like before. He cleans tables, sorts supplies, listens. This time, Lily walks inside. He sees her and freezes, uncertain. She approaches slowly. "You did not have to do all that," she says. "Yes," Daniel replies quietly. "I did." She nods. "Then here is the truth." He straightens. "I am not ready to trust you the way I did before," Lily says. "But I am willing to know you again. From the beginning. No secrets, no tests." Daniel swallows. "I can do that. And one more thing," she adds. "If I ever feel like an experiment again, I am gone." "Understood," he says without hesitation. They stand there. Not as a fairy tale. Not as a victory. But as two people choosing honesty over comfort. And for the first time since they met, that choice feels real enough to last. The weeks that follow do not feel dramatic. They feel deliberate. Daniel does not return to the cafe every morning anymore. He does not want routine to replace choice. When he does come, he comes openly. No disguises, no worn jacket meant to test reactions. Just Daniel, as he is, honest and unguarded. Lily notices the difference immediately. He asks before sitting. He listens more than he speaks. When conversations turn uncomfortable, he does not steer them away. He stays. They walk together sometimes. Not every night. Only when it feels right. They talk about boundaries, about fear, about how easy it is to confuse control with safety. One evening, Lily stops near the train station where they first met. The digital clock still glows red above the platform. "Do you know what I realized?" she says. Daniel waits. "I was never angry that you were wealthy," Lily continues. "I was angry that you decided who I was before I ever got the chance to tell you." Daniel nods. "I see that now." "And now?" she asks. "Now I let you decide," he says. "Always." That answer matters. Months later, the community center expands. Quietly. No press release, no cameras. New training programs begin. A food pantry opens on weekends. Jobs are created without anyone ever hearing Daniel Carter's name attached to them. Lily notices because she volunteers there now. She sees Daniel in the background often, carrying boxes, listening to people who are rarely heard. He never leads with money. He leads with presence. One afternoon, Lily finds him standing near a wall where a small frame hangs. Inside is a $10 bill. Her $10 bill. Below it, a simple plaque reads, "One act of kindness can change a life." She looks at him, surprised. "I did not want to forget," Daniel says, "and I did not want to turn it into a trophy." She smiles softly. "You did not." That night, they sit on a park bench, the city quiet around them. "I want to be clear," Lily says. "I am choosing you, not your apology, not your redemption, you." Daniel exhales, emotion finally breaking through his calm. "That is more than I deserve, but it is what I am giving," she replies. He reaches for her hand, slow enough that she can pull away if she wants to. She does not. There is no proposal, no grand gesture, no promise of forever spoken too soon. Just two people choosing truth, again and again. Later, Daniel stands in a boardroom filled with people who once intimidated him. He speaks plainly. "My company will succeed," he says, "but not at the cost of my integrity. If that is a problem, I will walk away." No one laughs. Power, he has learned, is not about how much you can hide. It is about how little you need to. The final image is simple. Lily closes the cafe one evening and steps outside. Daniel waits across the street, not because he owns it, not because he controls the moment, but because she asked him to. They walk away together, side by side, unremarkable to everyone else. And that is the point. Because love, when it is real, does not need to be tested. It only needs to be chosen.